Welcome back to Quiz Blitz. Let's get started with a new Would You Rather? Wednesday vs. Barbie edition. Before starting, please subscribe to the Quiz Blitz channel for more exciting quizzes. Share a villa with Barbie or share your room with Wednesday. Would you rather have a date with Ken or have a date with Tyler? Would you rather have Gloria as a teacher or have Marilyn Thornhill as a teacher? Would you rather Ken's style or Xavier's style? Wear multicolored clothes or dress all in black. Would you rather dance like Barbie or dance like Wednesday? Live in a perfect but fake world or live in a world with monsters? Would you rather wear Barbie's shoes or Wednesday's shoes? Would you rather have lots of friends or be solitary? Would you rather have a pink convertible car or have a black Rolls-Royce? Hard! Save Ken from prison or save Gomez from prison? Be invited to Barbie's party or be invited to Wednesday's party? Would you rather save Alan or save Eugene? Would you rather go on vacation to Malibu Beach or go to camp at Nevermore? Be pursued by hide or run? Be an only child or have Pugsley as your brother? Have no pets or have a scorpion as your pet? Would you rather be famous all over the world or be anonymous all your life? Would you rather call yourself Barbie or call yourself Wednesday? Would you rather have flat feet or have claws? Not easy. Have Barbie as your sister or have Wednesday as your sister? Would you rather have Barbie's beauty or have Wednesday's charisma? Would you rather take a cold shower or be petrified in your shower? Would you rather have Barbie's room or have Wednesday's room? Have a perfect body or be a virtuoso? Work in fashion or be an apiculturist? Go to the ball in Barbie's dress or go to the ball in Wednesday's dress? Would you rather dress differently every day or wear Nevermore's uniform every day? Live in a world without mirrors or live in a world with ghosts? Would you rather fight Ken or fight Bianca? Would you rather have Alan as your best friend or have Eugene as your best friend? Be friends with Ken or be friends with Bianca? Would you rather a road trip with Ken or a road trip with Xavier? Would you rather hang out with Barbie and Ken or hang out with Wednesday and Thing? Be friends with Alan or be friends with Thing? Watch Barbie 2 or watch Season 2 of Wednesday? Pick your next challenge and make sure to like and subscribe.